Hello!
Hi, everyone.
All right, today I'm making pizza. Who loves pizza?
Me.
Woohoo!
Who devours pizza?
As if
Dave.
it's much better than pizza.
Dave and you.
Dad, BJ.
All right, today we are
Maybe
making
not Dad, but
Dining on a Dime cookbook, page 268 and 269. Homemade pizza.
Woohoo!
Dining on a Dime is 50% off right now. We have our volume 1, 500 copies left. Gluten-Free, about 1,000 copies left. And our financial planner, about a little under 100 copies left. All of them 50% off right now. So this is our We Don't Want to Move It sale. Please help us ship it to your house instead of moving it. Makes great Christmas gifts, please. If you know anybody who's gluten-free, great Christmas gifts. And here's the thing. It's only until supplies last. So once we run out, the sale's done for that. So we ran out of volume 2. So we don't have any on those. Those will be in around September. So just so you guys know. All right. So we're going to get started. Homemade pizza, page 268, 269 in volume 1 of Dining on a Dime, for those of you just coming on. Homemade pizza is super easy. Now, this same recipe can be used to make homemade breadsticks, to make homemade cinnamon sticks, you know, like the pizza chains have, the dessert sticks, the dessert breadsticks. I don't know. What are they even called? I've never bought them.
Dessert breadsticks?
Yeah. You know, it's cinnamon and a little bit of glaze and...
Probably called dessert breadsticks.
I don't know what they're called. So you can use this for anything. And for the dessert ones, all you need to do is leave off the Italian seasonings, okay? Now, what you're going to do first is you're going to get warm water. Now, I just use the water out of the tap. Now, I will tell you, one of my favorite kitchen tools is my digital thermometer. And you're like, what? Okay, this really is not a necessity. You can put your finger in the water, and if it's really, really warm, but not so warm that you can't keep your finger in it, then it's ready. But I have found using this puppy, we have an affiliate link to our Amazon because I use this thing all the time. I have found that my breads turn out better because I actually know if my water is too cold or too hot. And then when my yeast fails, I'll know it's old yeast and not the water temperature. Okay? All right. So let's check and see what we got here.
Nicole says, I've been wanting to make homemade pizza. Super excited. I'm going to make this every Friday night.
Woo!
Yay.
Guys, you can make homemade pizza for literally $3 to $4. And that includes the breadsticks and everything. It just depends on what toppings you put on. All right, you want your water between 110 and 120, and I'm at 113. Okay. So we're going to put our water in the bowl right here. And then we're going to add our yeast. And we're going to what's called proof our yeast, okay? So we're putting our yeast in. And let me grab just a bit of sugar. Now, for the pizza that's not the dessert, you just put like a teaspoon of sugar, tablespoon. It's not hardly anything. The recipe is in the description below. Then stir your yeast and sugar, and we're going to let our yeast bloom, or proof, or whatever fancy word you want to use, but it just means it's going to get poofy and foamy, okay? All right, so just mix all this together. All right, there we go. Now we're going to let that get all poofy and foamy, and that takes about, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes, not too long. You can come back to me for a minute, Dave, while we're talking. Now, I just use regular canned pizza sauce. Okay. Now I know there are people, oh, how dare you use canned pizza sauce? That's not real Italian. So I have an actual real Italian family member. My brother, our brother-in-law was Italian. And when he got sick with cancer, I started taking some meals over to them. And I called his sister and I said, what's your recipe? What's the recipe for spaghetti sauce? I said, I'll make him up some spaghetti. And she said,
you mean gravy?
Yeah. She said, I just use the canned stuff. So after all of that, thinking Italians make all their own homemade sauce and all this, she's like, no, I don't have time for that. I thought it was pretty funny. Okay, but here's what I do. Okay, now everybody asks about my spice rack here. I have a link on the Amazon page for this also, an affiliate link for that also. Everybody, every show asks about it. Now, I will tell you, for the homemade, or for my pizza, when I use the store-bought sauce, I add more salt, more Italian seasoning, and more garlic. Okay?
Wow.
Yes. I really get into it. Mike loves garlic, so that's what I do. Okay, and then I just stir it in just like so, okay? And I know people are going to holler at me saying, you're adding more salt to canned food? Yes, because it needs it. That's why everybody likes my food, because my food actually tastes good, because I actually use a good amount of salt. Okay, now we lost our cameraman here, but I need to show you.
Sorry.
Our cameraman is having an allergy issue here.
Yeah, sorry guys. Alrighty.
Okay, now, can you guys see? Yeah, can you guys see how that's getting all foamy and bubbly?
Looks thick. Looks like a soup.
And it looks like it's thicker. And if you do it in a measuring cup, you can see a dividing line between the foam and the liquid. So that's how you know your yeast is active, okay? So then to our sauce, this is optional, but I put it in. You can add more Italian seasoning and
Don't you mean the bread?
more garlic.
To your bread?
Huh?
You said to the sauce.
Barbie, I'm sorry, to the dough.
Yeah.
And then our salt. There we go. And then I just mix these around first just so they're well incorporated. Just like so. And then we're going to add our flour. Okay? And really, guys, I mean, this is like so easy that it's crazy. All right. Now, I'm going to stir it in first. And then when the dough starts coming together and getting thicker, then you're going to knead it, okay? And to knead, all I do is scrape down the flour. What?
I didn't see who asked. Somebody asked if we got a new. Heather asked if we got a new countertop.
Oh, so no, this is actually our my 5-ingredient recipe channel. This is the counter. I created a second counter to put on top of it for a 5-ingredient channel, and we were filming videos yesterday. And I was going to film some today, ended up not doing it, but I didn't take it down, and I totally forgot before I set up the show which show I was doing, so that's all right. Okay, so then you want to start, now see how that's sticking to my fingers? You don't want that. So just keep adding small amounts of flour at a time, and you just push it over and push it down. Push it over and push it down, just like so. And then that gets the flour incorporated. You want a dough that's soft but not sticky. If it's too stiff, then you'll have a hard bread that won't rise. So you don't want to add too much flour at a time. Just a little bit of flour at a time. Just like so. And that is looking pretty good. Okay. Well, maybe just a little bit more. And that's all you do, guys. I mean, kneading is so easy. Just practice. I mean, my goodness, this is like 30 cents worth of ingredients. So if you mess it up 10 times, you're out $3. But if you figure it out, you'll save yourself $50 every time you order delivery pizza. I mean, you got to think of these things. This is where Americans have gone wrong. They think, oh, I'll just order a pizza and have it delivered. It's $50 by the time you include the tip and delivery fees and all that. And you don't realize that you could make 10 to 15 pizzas for that same price. That's 3 months worth of Friday night pizzas. And literally, it's like 5 minutes worth of work. Okay? All right. So see how that's nice and smooth? It's a little on the sticky side. I could probably knead it a little bit more. But I'm going to go ahead and wait so we can just move on to the next thing here. Let me wash my hands. All right.
Stay down.
Then what you're going to do is you're going to let it rise. So you're going to put it in your pan, spray it with cooking spray. Just leave it in your bowl, spray it with cooking spray. Spray it again. Just put a towel over it and let it sit in a warm place for, about a half an hour or so. And then you're going to have nice, poofy dough just like this, okay? And then you're just going to punch it down just like that. Then you're going to take your tray. Now, you don't have to use parchment paper. I just use parchment paper because it's easy cleanup. But if you want, you can just spray your pan. I'm just going to spray my parchment paper. Just because that gives it a little bit of a crispier crust. And then you're just going to spread it out on your tray. Whoops, where did mine? Oh, here it is. And depending on how thick or thin you like your pizza, you just either take your rolling pin and you can roll it out on the counter if you want. I don't like getting the counter dirty. So I just take my time and just rub it around like that and just spread it out. Now, if you have a round pizza pan, use a round pizza pan. If you have a pizza stone, just do it and then put it on your pizza stone if you want. It's just really up to you. You can do this however you want. If you want to do mini pizzas, like a couple of birthdays for the kids, we had kids over and we had pizza bars where we made mini pizzas.
At our new house, since we have multiple ovens, we should definitely get a pizza stone.
So Dave says at our new house, since we have multiple ovens, we should get a pizza stone. All right, Dave, I'll put that on the to-do list. How about we test a pizza stone and see if it really makes a difference in the taste of a pizza?
Well, I would first want to get to know how to use it. Did you already do that?
I think we should do that.
Did you already get the question about if you've ever made this on a baking stone? I know, I heard you talking about stones.
Yes. Well, so when we lived in Idaho and I first wrote the book, I did have a pizza stone and it was really good. But just for a show, we should cook 2 or 3 different pizzas and see how they change.
I think it just heats it differently.
It gets hotter.
Yeah.
And makes a crispier bottom, I think, if I remember right. I don't know. It's been 25 years, so I can't remember.
Earlier, Kathy asked if you need bread flour for this, or what is the difference between bread flour and regular flour?
No, this is just regular all-purpose flour. Bread flour has more gluten in it, and so you can use bread flour if you want. It'll just make a poofier crust. Okay, there. See, doesn't that look lovely?
Yep.
All right, then what I do And I forgot to start my oven. Shoot. Okay. Then what I do is I bake this for just like 5 minutes, just like this. And then your crust doesn't get quite as soggy, okay? So we're going to throw that in the oven.
This is from Dining on a Dime Volume 1?
Yes.
Maria, it's from Dining on a Dime Volume 1. As far as the page number, there are multiple versions of the book, each one with different page numbers. So if you look in the back, there's a recipe index.
But if you have, okay, so if you guys have this one, if you guys have Volume 1, 50% off right now for our moving sale, it's on page 268 and 269.
Awesome.
And we have different variations. So we have your basic pizza here, and then suggested toppings. And then here we have suggested pizzas. So like if you want barbecue chicken pizza, it's barbecue sauce with Gouda, mozzarella, red onion, and cilantro. If you want a meat pizza, you can do sausage, salami, Italian sausage, Canadian bacon, any or all of those, regular bacon if you want. Hawaiian, you can use ham or Canadian bacon and pineapple. For a Greek pizza, my favorite, you can do black olives, artichoke hearts, red onion, and feta cheese. That's my favorite. Vegetable pizza, any vegetables you want. Zucchini, diced tomato, mushroom, onions, bell peppers, etc. All right, so you can just go through and do any combination that you want. Oops, I forgot to put the oil in the sauce. Oh, well.
Oh.
And you're supposed to add oil to the sauce, which I totally spaced, but that's okay.
So I didn't hear the rest of your discussion about the flour. If somebody has self-rising flour, does this recipe have the ingredients so that you could remove the 3 that are part of it?
No.
No, okay.
You can't really use, I mean, you could use self-rising flour, but self-rising flour is different from all-purpose because self-rising flour has baking powder and salt. Dave, can you turn that fan this way? Self-rising flour has baking powder and salt. And so that changes the texture of the pizza. Now, what I would do if you wanted is leave the yeast out and don't let it rise and just use self-rising flour. And then you have more of a biscuit type crust than a yeasty dough type crust. Okay.
Lisa says, yes, I would love a Pizza Stone review test experiment.
I'm thinking about doing a bunch of videos like that. We're getting ready to shoot, hopefully tomorrow, a review for the Big Boss that I got. We've been using it this week, so I wanted to make sure that I used it enough that I had a good enough review. But I've been thinking about doing review stuffs because I'm kind of excited about, I don't know, I like to see if things actually work or not. Like the as for seen on TV things, do they actually work? If they work, I would love it. I'm just one of those people.
Was it Kathy? Oh yeah, Kathy asked a couple times if you have you ever frozen the pizza dough?
Yeah. Just excuse me. You can either let it rise once and then knock it down and freeze it, or you can just freeze it and then let it rise afterwards.
Don't freeze popcorn?
Will altitude make a difference? And
Not for this.
We're at 5,000 feet, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I guess if you're at 8,500 feet, like when I lived in the mountains, really in the mountains, the yeast will poof more. So you have to use about a half to a teaspoon less of yeast. But other than that,
Mary
somebody
says,
asked,
go ahead.
Somebody asked on the gluten-free crust, is there something without egg? No, but you can try an egg substitute if you want and see, and see if one of the egg substitutes will do something. Go ahead.
Oops.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah, Cindy said, I ordered one of your cookbooks, but the shipping to Canada was so high I had to cancel. Sorry, I tried to help. I know you can't control the postage costs. Thank you for understanding that.
Yeah, we don't charge over the postage. It's just what the post office charges us.
It used to be like $20. The post office would charge us to ship a book to Canada, and now it's $57.
Well, that's because our books were £2 and now they're $5.
But it's still, do you think it went up? Or is it just because the book is bigger?
It's because the book is bigger.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, Jack, come here real quick.
Oh, right.
We have a special moment today.
Oh, I thought it was yesterday. Oh, wait.
Okay, get over here.
No.
Come on.
You have to come over here, Dave. It's important.
Is the pizza done?
But I don't want to show myself. I'm just shovel.
Well, come over here to
It's fine. You
Seville.
have your mountain man look.
You're showing your love, so you have to come over here.
Today is Mom's birthday. She turns 70. She turns 70.
Wow.
That means I turned 49 this year.
Wow.
That means you're old.
I know. I was thinking that too.
All right, boys, here we
Yeah, because
go.
when we got married, Jill was a lot younger than Tara. Well, a lot younger, right?
Are you guys ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nan. Happy birthday to you. But
My fingernail's gonna get on fire.
Yay!
When's the pizza gonna be done?
He's gotten
When's the
so
pizza gonna
tall.
be done?
I'm not sure which one you were talking about, but they've both gotten so much taller.
I am
25
What?
minutes.
What are you talking about?
Yes, Stitching the Grind, it does have gas and central air. So yay.
Our house?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, gas, the central air is probably electric, but gas, everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It had electric heat for a while, and then they switched over to gas.
Ms. T, other than prices, is there really a difference between spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce?
No, there's not. But I mean, maybe they add a little bit more seasonings, and that's why I add more seasoning to the pasta sauce. But I just get pasta sauce for spaghetti, and then I don't have to worry about it. So, okay. So then, let me see. This my dough's probably been in there long enough. Then after you bake it for just 5 minutes, that way your dough doesn't become soggy, okay? Then what you do is you put on your sauce. Now it's not going to use this whole can of sauce. So what I'm going to do is the other batch that I made to show you how to do it is going to be for dipping breadsticks in, is what the remainder of the sauce will be, okay? So then put on your sauce.
This smells amazing.
Yum-a-rummo. And then today we're making a sausage pizza because I have sausage that I need to use up because we're using up everything in the freezer. And this was sausage that I had it's just Italian sausage that I had pre-cooked in my baggies. You guys know my baggie trick where I pre-cook my meat, freeze it in baggies and all of that. Okay, now my hands are all sticky. And I can't get, yeah.
You want me to get it?
Here, I got scissors. I don't know why. I just don't use scissors because why make my life easy?
Oh, you just cut the zipper off. Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. No. Never mind. Now you cut the zipper off.
Now, this is our cheese that was in the 100-degree car for 30 minutes while Mike and I were doing our brain zapping today. Because we had to run to the store to get it before the show, because of course I don't have any on hand because
It's expensive, man.
I only try to buy it on sale. I about had a cow when I saw the price today, which is regular price, but I just never pay regular price. I try to pay no more than $2 to $3 a pound. All right, there we go. And then, ooh, hot. We're going to put this in the oven.
That looks good.
And we are going to bake it. All right. Then set the timer. There we go. Wash my hands. There we go. In about 5 minutes, we'll make the breadsticks for Dave. All right. So first of all, once again, guys, all the books 50% off in our Please We Don't Want to Move It sale. We're begging you to volume 1 and Gluten-Free and our financial planner, which will not be back in print. All 50% off. We're trying to clear out as many as we can because honestly, we don't know if we're going to have room on the moving truck to put it all. We're still questioning that. But, okay.
So we're still getting questions about the new island top.
Okay, just a second. I'll talk about the island one more time. All right. There was no note. And I have no idea who sent me this fabric. But whoever sent me this fabric, thank you so much. That is the most stinking cute thing I have ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness. It didn't have a name or anything in the package. It just came to me. So whoever you are, you wonderful little elf you who sent me this, thank you. I absolutely love it.
Yes.
I think I'm going to make a curtain for my new laundry room out of it.
So Helter Skelter is asking if you're still shopping. Not very much.
No. Well, yes, I am.
Oh, wow.
I haven't told Mike.
You
But
at the thrift store?
at Walmart, which is even worse. Our church has the church that we're going to right now. I guess it's not really our church. It's the church we're going to right now. But the church that we're going to right now has the cutest backdrop.
Yeah, that's true.
And I was like looking at that while we were at church the other night. I thought, oh, brilliant idea. I thought this would be the perfect backdrop for our deck to do shows when we first get there. And so I'm actually shopping, looking for the stuff to get it. I know we don't have room on the truck. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to give up something else because I think this is so cute that I'll give up something else. I'll get rid of Mike's socks and underwear so I can take it.
You just want me to go commando?
Oh, hey!
So
You're turning red.
Jeannie asked, would you consider showing us how to make the curtains for your new laundry room once you get moved and make it? That is really cute material.
I guess I could, yeah. I mean,
Wait, you're making the curtains with that? Is that what you said?
that's what I was thinking. Wouldn't that be a cute curtain in the new laundry room?
Yes, that is really cute fabric.
Hang my mirror I just got it. Oh, I just got it. Hang my mirror with the old 100-year-old window over the sink with that.
Wow, that would be awesome.
That I've got it now. It just popped into my head and I'm already decorating the new house.
Jennifer says we're so ambitious having a live show in the middle of moving. Might think we're crazy, yeah.
Well,
although this week has been slightly less crazy than the past couple weeks.
Now that we've gotten past getting the contract and we don't have to keep the house in pristine condition and all that, we're still waiting on them to get the appraisal. I'm like, come on, gotta get moving here. So it's been 10 days since they sold their house. And so really we need to be getting an appointment for appraisal here. And so we're waiting on that. Saturday just happens to be our town's garage sales day. And even though I've made almost $2,000 on Facebook Marketplace selling stuff, I still have a whole bunch of stuff left, like my kitchen table and my nightstands and all that. So I think Saturday, even though there's a 60% chance of rain, I think Saturday we're going to haul everything out to the driveway and see if we can sell some of it for our garage sale day. The boys helped me start carrying stuff up out of the basement. Now until we move every day, we're going to see if we can take 15 to 20 loads from the basement to the garage. Ellie is leaving next week. She's moving out next week. So her stuff that's in the garage will be gone. So we'll have more space to get stuff in there. And waiting for the truck in there. So we're feeling pretty good about doing it, don't you think?
Yeah. I think the main thing that Tara would like to say is there's plenty of room for more gnomes.
Yeah.
Actually, there's some cute places we could put gnomes, and there would be little discovery spots.
Yeah. Oh, I'm already planning all my gnomes. And so, Heather, there's no motivation about it. You just got to get packing when you're moving. I was not motivated either. Now, the brain zapping's kind of helping me, but I was not motivated either. And I was just like, I have to pack 10 boxes today. And then I was like, okay, I got 10 boxes done. Maybe I could do 5 more. Or if that doesn't work, then you can say, okay, what is driving me the craziest? For me, it was my bedroom closet. It had gotten to be a dump all for everything. And I was just really dreading it. And I was like, okay, I'm going to clear the floor of my bedroom closet. And then I was like, okay, I got the floor cleared. Now I'm going to clear all of my shirts. I'm going to get rid of all the shirts that I don't want anymore. Okay. Then I'm going to get rid of all the underwear and socks and pajamas I don't want anymore. And then I'm going to get rid of the books I don't want anymore. And then I started packing, and that's just the way you got to do it.
Yep.
Because if you wait till the last minute, guys, don't be packing up on the day you're moving. Unless you're leaving an abusive situation or some sort of an emergency where you didn't know the day before you were leaving, you should be packing the second you know you're moving. I started packing 5 years ago. I have video of me packing 5 years ago when we first decided we were going to move. And as soon as you figured out, because I have helped a lot of people move, and I will tell you, it is really irritating on moving day when they haven't even started packing anything in the bathroom or the kitchens, nothing. All of that stuff should be packed up. In 2 weeks, Mike and the boys are going back to pack up mom's stuff. And while they're gone, I'm getting the rest of our stuff completely packed up. I mean, we're going to be living in suitcases for a week. But
we did it for 2.5 months a couple of years ago, right at this time.
So, I mean,
right at this time.
Oh, yeah. When we went to Europe. Yeah, we were in Europe this time 2 years ago. So anyway, okay. So the countertop, I did not get a new countertop. This is my stage countertop for 5 ingredient recipes channel. We were filming videos yesterday and I just totally spaced taking it off. We're trying to get ahead on videos because I haven't posted any videos for like 3 weeks. I just have not had, I just can't do it. I just can't do it all. So we start, you two stop it. So then I left this on accidentally is what happened. 6 minutes and 30 seconds until the pizza is ready. Are you waiting for pizza? Nan, he's starving for, do you see how he's wasting away, Nan, because he hasn't had pizza? See, he's withering. Oh no, he withered, Nan.
I've been filling up a cookbook with all our favorite recipes. I'll find one online, try it. If it's good, I put it in, making it my daughter to have one and gone.
Oh, that's good.
When are we moving? We're moving in 3 weeks.
3 weeks from today.
Wow.
3 weeks from today.
Wow.
We're going to have to stay in a motel for a couple of nights because we don't close on the next house until the 16th. And I have to finish my brain zapping. So I have to do a treatment on the day of closing afternoon, and then I'll have to drive back down. I'll have to drive back down the next week to finish up, but that's okay. If it makes me happy and all perky again, would you be excited?
Oh, it doesn't seem to be working.
Oh, and if I got a new bra and was perky in both ways, then you would just be really happy, wouldn't you?
This is a family show.
Wow.
But yes.
Wow. I have control over the screen, you know that, right?
Renee says, Tara, your hair looks so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, it
For
really
those
does.
of you who haven't seen, this is where I've got it grown out to. I have about 2 or 3 more cuttings, and then all of the brown will be gone.
You already answered the countertop thing?
Yes.
Okay.
See, Kathleen says stay away from the town's garage sale. So here's the thing. I actually need new nightstands. So I'm really tempted to go. But if I have my own garage sale, then that'll keep me from going to the garage sales. But here's what I'm thinking. I've got Dave and Mike, and I might just have to have them sit for a minute while I run around and look real quick.
Utter Chaos Hobby Farm. I like your name. How is the treatment going? Did you already say the answer to that?
So the brain zapping is called TMS. It's called, what is it called?
Transcranial magnetic
Stimulation. It's going well. Actually, I think I'm feeling a lot better. My pain is really going down a lot. And I'm feeling a lot better. I'm sleeping a whole lot better. I don't have to take NyQuil every night to sleep anymore. And I'm actually sleeping like 7 to 8 hours, and then I wake up and I don't feel like I've been hit with a baseball bat anymore. So that's good.
Somebody on here recommended that, right? Is that how you found out about it?
No, I was just researching and found it, but several people have said that it really helps them. So.
Excellent news about the TMS. Yes. Yeah, when you go down for the last zapping, you can go thrifting for what you need for the new house. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Do I suffer from migraines? Yes. Although I have found that if I keep the dairy and chocolate cut out, then they're much, much less. And now it'll get bad, like if we have a storm or something, but yeah. And somebody said, there was another question. I can't remember. We are moving to Wyoming. For those who are wondering, Wyoming does not exist. So just don't even think about it. It doesn't exist. So, yeah, but anyway, moving is a big pain in the patootie, but we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff. We have decided every month we're going to go through a room and pretend like we're moving.
It was amazing how much we've been able to eliminate. And
I go every month to the thrift store taking stuff.
But they're just, when you're in the same house for this. So I know some people have been in their houses a lot longer, but this is our record for a house 10 years.
Yes.
And we've managed to gather a lot of moss in 10 years. Even though we don't have that much stuff, still there were just a lot of things like, just from the kids mostly going through most of their teenage times and all that, we found there were 2 shelf units in the garage that were just completely full of stuff that BJ used when he was working on cars in our garage.
We didn't realize it was all his.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff. It was kind of good to go through it because I asked him, "Hey, which of these things do you want?" He said, "I don't want any of it." Like, we've been saving it all this time
for 2 years.
But it was nice just having those things go. And then Tar keeps putting all sorts of furniture on, listing it to sell it, and it's nice having all that go. And then there's
hair that was 100 years old that Mom's been carrying around for 50 years. I sold 100-year-old hair on Facebook Marketplace. Can you guys believe I did that? I did for $10. Somebody came and bought it.
I wonder if it was Liz that told you her daughter did it, because she says here my daughter called it electric shock therapy.
Yeah. It's not electric shock, but it's it's a similar concept.
It kind of resembles it.
But you don't have to go into the hospital with anesthesia to do it.
Julie says each day of the month get rid of the same number of things as the day of the month. Yeah.
But see, I don't do that because honestly, I would have a whole lot more stuff than that. I really think I would. And so I would just say go through each room and just, because things like the living room, I don't have near as much to get rid of in the living room as I would say my soap room or my closet. I would have a whole lot more to get rid of in my soap room or my closet, So that's why I don't like doing things like that, because it's fine if it works, but for me, I just want to get rid of it all. All right, there is the freshly baked yummy pizza.
Smells really good.
And we have children already running for it. The
Children.
breadsticks are pushed out. I should probably let them rise just a little. Well, yeah, I might let them rise just a minute. Just a little bit. Okay. Can you go grab... Are you starving? Can you go grab yourself a plate?
So Maria
Sure.
asks, how many volumes of cookbooks do you have for sale? I'd like to get all of them available. So right now we have two different ones, our Dining on a Dime Volume 1 and Gluten-Free.
Yeah. And our financial planner.
Oh, and our financial planner. Dining on a Dime Volume 2 is sold out. That one we won't have till we move. And so as far as the super low price, that one is unfortunately not.
That one's sold out, and I have no more that I'm going to be listing on them. We are totally sold out, and I'm not going to be listing anymore. And several people after our giveaway show on Monday asked if we're going to be giving away Penny Pinchin' or reprinting Penny Pinchin' Mama. We are not going to be reprinting that. That is one that we have decided it's just going to be out of print forever. So,
Yeah,
sorry about that. All right, Jonathan, here you go. Now be careful. This is super hot. I don't want you to burn
it just came out of the oven. How hot could it be?
Okay. Ah!
Danny and Sharon, funny, we spend the first half of our lives accumulating, the second half getting rid of it.
Yeah, no
What's
kidding.
funny is we, for the most part, don't have very much, like we haven't accumulated like virtually everyone we know, but it's still amazing to find out things that are laying around in places that we didn't see.
Yeah.
It's like, well, like the two shelving units of stuff from BJ's car stuff, we were finding a lot of little places where something got pigeonholed somewhere when one of the kids was a teenager or something, and we were just discovering it. So
Yeah.
Leslie says, Jack looks just like your mom, Tara.
Everybody says you look like Nan, Jack.
Feed that kid. Yes. Beth, actually, after moving my house, is organized better. You know, in the old days, we used to move a lot, and we thinned out a lot of our stuff at that time. But now, and then we moved to this house 10 years ago. We eliminated everything that wouldn't fit in one moving truck.
Yeah.
And we were the only ones in our neighborhood, I think, that moved in only one moving truck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but this time, because we're going to a much smaller place, they don't have the thrift stores, they don't have the garage sales as much as they do here. And so I think it's going to be a lot harder for me to find replacement stuff. So we're taking a lot of stuff like our couches, the kitchen table, or the chairs that I got the other day, those kinds of things. I am going to have to take this time. So
people are asking about
it's delicious. Okay, you better come here. Tell them. Come here. All right, tell them.
For a 12-year-old, that's pretty high praise.
Oh, listen to you.
No, it
dude.
tastes good.
Does it taste delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Don't burn your mouth. Nope.
I just shared a link to the 5-ingredient recipe channel. I do not know who is asking, but I just shared it. So, and you can also go to, well, you could, if you go to YouTube and type in 5-ingredient recipes.
Yeah.
And we still have our show notes, livingonadime.com, up in the menu.
Yeah.
I think it's under video.
Okay,
show
so we have a
notes.
problem we need to discuss with you guys. Now, some of you guys are going to say this has no interest for me, and that's totally fine. But if you could hear us out for just a minute, because we have a situation and we need your help. So if you happen to know of somebody who could help us, that's why we're asking. So as you guys know, we give away Bibles for free. And it started out as us just sending them to our viewers, and then we started offering them to everyone, and then we got put on a few lists of places to get free Bibles. And then what happened was we had people in the Philippines and India start asking us for them. Well, then they started telling all their friends and family.
We were really excited about that.
And we were like, oh, this is great, because we have a lot of people who were Muslim that are converting to Christianity and things like that. And so we're like, oh, this is great. But now we have a problem. So we have had so many requests, somewhere around like 150 Bibles or something at the moment. I don't know. It's a huge amount. And we are having churches ask us because they don't have, the people in the church can't afford a Bible. The elderly and the poor is mostly, we've been talking to one pastor and he said the elderly and the poor just can't afford Bibles.
And young people too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said,
You
didn't I?
said the elderly and the poor.
Oh, I meant the young. Sorry. Well, I meant the young poor people. But anyway, they can't afford them. But we have a problem. So we have a supply problem, first of all. First of all, the place we're ordering them from only have like 5 or 6 Bibles in at a time. But now it's getting to the point where we're talking, we probably have several $1,000s worth of Bibles in the queue for people waiting. And we're like, wow, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So we have been searching and searching and we can't find anything. But if anybody happens to know a missionary or someone who lives in the Philippines, or a missionary that used to live there, or a pastor who used to be a missionary or something, we are trying to find a bookstore or a Bible bookstore or someplace that we could order the Bibles like 50 or 100 at a time and send them to these churches there.
So they can kind of pass them out to, because one particular place, we've had tons and tons of requests in the same town.
We were like, what's going on?
But it's a lot more complicated for us to send them there. So it takes a really, really long time for us to try to do that work. But because of that, we can't do anything else.
Yeah, I mean, Mike's.
So what we were trying to do is see if we could, I contacted a church in that town where at least one of the people told me that she goes, and asked them about if we could send them a few boxes so they could pass them out to the people in this church that need them. Although it turns out the church was way bigger than that.
Yeah, the church had like 2,000 people. We were like, wow, we didn't even know there were churches that big in the Philippines. And so if you guys know of a missionary or a former missionary, or we don't even know where to begin to try to figure this out. Could you please send them our contact? Go to livingonadime.com and have them go to the contact form and contact us if they might be able to help us somehow, because we would really love to get Bibles to these people, but we're having a supply and demand problem. And I looked, and to send a case of 20 Bibles, it's $245 shipping from the United States there, which, I mean, we can do that. We can do that. It's cheaper than what we're paying right now. Right now we're paying $20 to send each individual Bible. But if there's some way where we could get a bookstore or something to send them directly, like if we could pay the bookstore and send it directly to the pastors for them to pass out to their congregation, then, or if you guys have another suggestion, I don't know. Mike has been spending hours and hours and hours. I mean, we're talking hours, probably 15 hours a week minimum, dealing with this in the middle of moving and everything. And we finally had to cut off international orders today because we've got so many in the queue waiting, but we can't get Bibles to them. So if you guys have any ideas, please go to livingonadime.com, click the contact form, and send them to us. That way it won't get caught in spam. So anyway, yeah, if you guys have any ideas, just let me know. And if you could just pray about it, and that maybe God would just show us a solution that we hadn't thought of, but we can't think of any other way to resolve this.
We had to pause the international ones for the moment because it was taking like 20 hours a week and I was still getting behind.
Yeah.
We have And partly also a lot of so Tara looked today and she found out we could ship them for that price, and that might be okay. But most of the ones that we've looked at, it's been like $180 for each one shipping.
Yeah.
Again, we just can't afford that. And so I've been finding places in the country that I can buy it online and ship it, but then that's caused problems with our
So well, and here's the thing, you guys, when we have a problem, you guys half the time come up with a solution that we hadn't thought about, or something different that we hadn't even crossed our minds. And so if you guys have any ideas, please send them our way. You guys are always so good. And sometimes you find things on the internet that we can't find.
Oh, Miss T says,
so,
my church has more than 100 church plants in India if you need contacts there. Wow.
Oh, well, that might be a good idea, because we have a ton of people in. It's funny. It's India and Philippines that, I mean, have just blown away every other country. The India and Philippines. And the people, when they get the Bibles, they are just so thankful and they're so appreciative. And, you know, it puts it in perspective. You know, we were talking to the one pastor and he said, if you could pray for us, he said, we're trying to meet. We have about 50 people in our congregation, but it's 10,000 pesos a month for us to rent a building. And we just don't have the money for that. And so we looked it up and we were like, 10,000 pesos is $200 a month. How many people spend $200 in a week on coffee and eating out? I mean, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. For just about $2,500, they could have their own church building for a year. That really puts things in perspective, you know? And so we would really like to try to help these people out. But first of all, right now with us buying the house, we can't do $10,000, $15,000 in Bibles, because we have to keep our credit cards down for the loan that we're getting, you know. So we're just kind of having an issue here. So if you guys could just, first of all, pray for us to help us figure this out. And if you want to donate, we have a Bible donation on a free Bible page. We have a donation spot on there. So a lot of, oh, there's smoke. That's not good. Why is there smoke?
I was going to see if you guys put the pizza back in.
Yeah, but why is it smoking?
There's probably something underneath there.
Oh,
Careful,
yeah.
that's really hot, dear.
Oh, something spilled on the bottom.
That looks amazing.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. Breadsticks are almost done. So anyway, yeah, if you guys could, if you have any ideas, please let us know. Or, I mean, just people, you know, it's one of those things where you're 6 people away from getting what you want for anything, or knowing a famous person type thing. So anyway.
Cool.
All right. Any other questions?
I don't see any. Do we want to see if anyone wants to post any more before?
Okay. Post any more questions real quick. How do I save money on a pet? Do not get one. I'm sorry. Really. I mean, okay, so first of all, don't buy fancy foods or any of this stuff. Our dog had really bad food allergies, and we didn't know it, and he was scratching and scratching and scratching when we first got him, drove us bonkers. And the vet said, oh, he's got food allergies. And so we were buying food that was $25 a bag. It was ridiculous. Well, then they finally came out with food at Walmart that's just chicken and rice for dogs. Get the cheap food. Don't spend a lot on food. But animals cost a lot of money. I mean, you're going to have to expect to pay vet bills and food. And if you're going to get a pet, get a small dog. Don't get something like a husky or a German shepherd or a Rottweiler or something that goes through 5 times the amount of food as something small. Don't get something that will bite people like Chihuahuas, pit bulls, those kinds of things, because then you're going to be paying. Our dog got attacked by a bulldog, And those people ended up having to pay $1,200 in vet bills for our dog. So get something that doesn't bite very much and that kind of thing. So that would be the biggest way to save.
I forgot. Heather asked earlier about she was wondering what kind of test is there for fibromyalgia. She thinks she might have it.
There's not really a test. What they do is they eliminate everything first. So they make sure that you don't have a thyroid problem, you don't have a bacterial problem, you don't have parasites, that kind of thing. And then what they do is they go through and they touch. There's like 17 or 18 spots on your body. So like on your
Trigger points,
necks,
they call
yeah.
them.
So like at the base of your head here, here, under here,
Oh, you mean
your lower back, the top of your thighs, right at the bottom of your butt, inside your knees, on the outside of your knees, your ankles. So there's like 17 or 18, I guess it would be 18 because it's equal, points. You can just look at fibromyalgia trigger points and have somebody just go through and touch you on those. And if you jump and scream in agony, you have fibromyalgia. If you don't, see, like Mike goes like this, and he doesn't do anything. If Mike did that to me, I would be through the roof.
Well, she'll say, "Oh, not so hard, not so hard." I'm thinking I'm barely touching you. And I didn't realize, but once, because in the past, she didn't have me go with her to the doctor, but I went with her to the doctor a couple of years ago. And I felt so bad for her because she was basically trying to, she was like falling on the ground because
it hurt so bad.
Hurting her so bad. And I know that she hurts, but I didn't realize, and I felt bad because I was thinking the doctor is just, it's like they're being sadistic.
But so it's the pain, and then you have brain fog where you have a hard time making decisions, hard time thinking, headaches. I've had a permanent headache for literally 35 years. I have had a headache every single day, with the exception of a couple of days when I had my epidurals with my kids. Then my headache went away. But let's see, what else? I don't know. Just look up the symptoms and go to a playlist. I have a chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia playlist on YouTube. So just, whoops, sorry, Dave. So just go to Living on a Dime on YouTube and type in fibromyalgia and my playlist will come up, or just look at the playlist.
How many Bibles do we have that are needing new homes?
Oh, you mean people that are waiting for them? So we probably have 100 to 150 right now that are waiting.
Well, I think the question was how many Bibles do we have needing new homes? So we've been actually short in finding Bibles for overseas because trying to get them there is the issue. But we keep a few boxes on hand for the requests from the United States because we can ship those from here.
Yeah.
But the other ones, it's been really difficult.
Yeah.
Hi, Taz Inc.
Wow. And some of the things.
Tobago. Hi, Ortega. Yes to product testing. You at least are honest. Like the ones who get paid to say positive things.
Well, unfortunately, sometimes a little too honest, to be honest. But here's what I'm going to do for the product testing. I'm going to spend my own money and buy them. And then eventually, if companies want to start sending them to me, that's fine. But I'm going to let them know that I'm going to be truthful. I don't care if they send it to me for free. If it stinks, I'm going to let people know. Because I absolutely hate buying a product and it's got 5-star reviews on Amazon and you get it home and they get it here and it's a piece of junk. It makes me so mad. So, yeah.
So Maria,
You already answered that one.
No, it was a different question. I just ordered the three books that are left. Will you have volume 2 when you move? So after we move, probably 2 months, right around September,
around
I think,
September 1st.
we will be getting more Dining on a Dime 2s in.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Mm-hmm.
That one's been really popular. That's why we sold them all out.
Yeah. Did the tornado near our house do any damage? It was a category, I think they ended up saying it was a category 2. but it did not do any damage except for I think I killed a couple of cows, but it didn't really hit anything. What's funny is it went literally right by our son's RV. He parks at a farmer's field and went right by his RV. And he said when he got home, because he left all his windows open, he said everything was just a shambles in his RV, all blown over.
Well,
So,
and I think partly it probably would have done more damage, but it was in an area between the towns, so there wasn't a lot of stuff to be hit.
yeah.
So that was good.
Heather, I pretty much always have a headache. Back kills me, but I've had 2 back surgeries. Always tired, no energy, always sleepy. Something is always hurting, just so tired of it. Yeah. So one thing that helps me a lot, and I'll tell you, it's darn tootin' hard to keep it up, especially the milk. If you cut out milk, gluten, sugar, and corn, if you cut out those things, those are the top inflammation foods. If you cut out gluten, which is basically all wheat, but it's in some other things, corn, milk, and sugar. If you can cut those things out, I feel like a brand new person when I'm on that diet. But it is super, super hard to stay on. So all I can tell you is that diet really helps me a lot. But yeah, so.
Lizette says, I have to tell you, I paid off everything except my house.
Woo!
I'm 95% debt free. That's awesome, Lizette.
Oh, good.
That's wonderful.
Beth, Penny Pinch and Mama is not in print anymore, but it is in ebook form. You can get it as an ebook.
And it's already available as an ebook. You just have to click ebooks in our store.
Yeah, and all our ebooks, guys, are 50 to 75% off right now. So if you don't want a print book, please go grab an ebook while we have it. We're just trying to get as much cash as we can because we had to get a small loan for the new house. And we want to get it paid off as fast as we can. So we were like, we're just offering everything. So we have as big of a down payment as possible for our new house. And we don't want to have to move it. Yeah, and Bambi says nightshade plants too. Yeah, that's true. Your tomatoes, your peppers, and your potatoes are also what people shouldn't be eating with fibromyalgia. So, but yeah.
Well, I hope I didn't miss any questions.
Here's what I would do, Heather. I would eat nothing but rice for 7 to 10 days. Just eat rice with salt, if you can do that, and see how you feel. Then you'll know if food is what's causing your inflammation. I know it's hard, but try to just eat rice and salt for 7 to 10 days. And then you'll know if it's food that's causing your inflammation. For me, it only takes 3 or 4 days to get it out of my system. And if I can stay on it, then I feel like a new person. But it's hard to stay on. I'm not going to tell you it's easy. So.
Oh, where was the question? Alicia asked if you, I clicked away from it. She asked something if you got the thing about the Bible thing. I think it was something in the mail. I thought you told me you did from her.
If I got what?
She asked if you got I think it was the Bible thing in the mail.
Bible thing in the mail. Ooh, I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. Did she get my Bible giveaway email?
Oh, yes, I did. You mean from Monday night's show? Yes, and your Bible's on the way. I sent you an email with the tracking number. Yeah. Yeah, and yes, Mike is going to...
Jean, yes, I do plan to continue the Bible study, Book of John, after we move. I did not intend to take off really more than a week, but it's been so crazy.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be the beginning of August, because that would be about 2 weeks after we move, to just give me enough time to get back into it. But yes, I am planning to do it again and regularly.
Where did I learn to cook, Christine? So my poor mother tried to teach me to cook, but I was more of a tomboy back then. And so I just really did not want to cook. When we got married, Mike was making $6 an hour, so we couldn't go out to eat. So I just started trying to learn how to cook, and I got on some frugal living boards, and I was like, this is really not that hard, guys. And that's how I came up with the idea to write the books, because I was like, this is not that hard. Just follow the recipes. And what I found was people were using recipes that were too complicated. And that's why in my books, even my gluten-free books, they're easy recipes anybody can make. Even Joshua Talks Food. He reviewed go check out his channel, guys. He's so cute.
Where is that?
He
here it is.
he made I think our banana bread was one of the other ones
He
he
made a
did.
birthday cake for his brother.
Yes.
And
And his birthday was just the other day too. So
Yes. So yeah, we really appreciate you out there. So anyway, if you guys haven't checked out his channel, you should.
a little bit of sauce.
Oops. Okay.
A
Cool.
little bit of what? Sauce.
Andrea, I'm going to make my own pizza soon. Yay! Oh, Leanne, where can we see your John Bible study? It's on YouTube at Christian ABCs. I think I have a link to it here. Yeah, here it is. Oops. Actually, maybe I better make sure I have the right link. Hold on just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2 A's?
No, I didn't raise them.
there
I
it
just
is.
made them crispy.
Just realized.
yeah.
Hang on just a second and I will get it on there. Maybe. I realize we have a link on our website to it that's not correct. So anyway, I'm sharing it now. And right now there are the first 7 chapters of John on there and a few other things. And I will be resuming the Book of John Bible study probably the 1st of August.
Yeah.
So
Do we believe God is Jesus?
yes.
Yes. See, that was easy.
Yep. Are you still? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, Alicia says my mom made the best homemade pizza and lasagna when we were growing up. She's too busy now to make them. Yeah. I think people. We need to do a thing on working parents. I don't know. I just keep feeling like I need to do a video on this, but it's funny. People are spending so much money eating out and all this stuff, but then they go and work to pay for this. And it's just stressing people out. And if people would get their priorities straight, it would really help make your life a whole lot more calm. But anyway, do I still like the new air fryer? Well, it's technically an airless fryer, I learned. It's not actually an air fryer. It's actually a halogen cooker. But we have used it every single day, several times a day, since I broke it out last week, and we are loving it. Yes. Crescent roll recipes. Oh my goodness. Take a can of pie filling and make little turnovers, or put some hamburger and cheese and pizza sauce and like little mini pizza bowls, or just do hamburger and cheese and make cheeseburger bowls. You could do any sort of thing like that.
Crafty Ma, your next cookbook ought to be Crockpot Meals. We actually have
one.
a Crockpot ebook set.
Yeah.
It's in the ebook section of our store.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And we kind of decide which ones. So if you're wondering, printing them is very complicated and costs a lot of money. And so we tend to put out a lot of ebooks, and then we only print the ones that are the absolutely most popular.
Yeah.
And
that's why Penny Pinchin' Mama isn't going to be in stock anymore. How do you make nacho cheese sauce? So you just take American cheese with some milk and melt it in either the microwave or the stovetop. Watch it really carefully because it'll boil over. And then you can just add a little bit of like Taco Bell sauce or salsa to it. And you can do that. Yes.
what were you going to say?
So are we Catholic? No, we are evangelical Christians.
Ooh, I like broccoli on my boboli pizza.
What is a boboli pizza?
I think that means with that bread that you buy at the store.
Oh.
I don't know that, or maybe it's a special kind of bread, but.
Huh. Wow.
Denise, this show is really making me hungry. Slim Fast and Blueberries just isn't good.
No, Denise, just avert your eyes and just listen to me talking, okay? Will we be doing more gluten-free videos? Yes. As soon as we get moved, we're going to get the videos ramped back up again. With moving, we just couldn't do it. It's just been too hard. So anyway, I just finally had to say I can't keep up with it. So moving had to take priority. And when we get to the new house, I don't know how we're going to do videos. Probably the kitchen table maybe, because The new kitchen is not conducive at all for cooking videos, not even close. And so,
If you haven't already heard,
yeah.
If you haven't already heard, there's a separate building, and we plan to build a show studio, but that won't be for a little while.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Any suggestions on making water taste better? Yes. So put it in the refrigerator with the top off and let the chlorine evaporate. Now, if you live in a place like Texas or Northeast Kansas, where it is totally nasty water, you may just have to go buy water at the store. And what we would do is, we lived outside of town, and Mike would take jugs and refill it at work with town water that was good. Or we would go get the 25-cent refills at the store. Or if your water isn't just 100% nasty and you can let the chlorine get out, you can add some lemon or cucumber slices. That kind of thing will help it taste better.
Joshua Talks Food says, I'm going to upload a video of me making my birthday cake.
Ah, good
All right.
for you.
Oh, is your birthday soon?
No,
or?
it was last week, I think.
Awesome.
I don't know. I think I just saw. Well, I may have just seen the video last week because I haven't been watching any of my YouTube people because we've been moving. So.
Oh, somebody asked a question. How long? Oh, Prissy, how long have you lived in your current house? Is it hard? It is hard to move. I just bought a house. Years of stuff to move. Yes.
Yeah.
We've lived here 10 years, which is the longest we've lived in any house.
Dump as much as you can. If you do not use it and absolutely love it, get rid of it. If it's broken, unless it's just a big family heirloom, get rid of it. It is not worth hauling. It's a fresh start. Don't bring a bunch of junk that you don't want or don't love to your new house. I mean, start fresh.
And things you haven't used the whole time you're in your current house, I
Yeah.
would seriously consider not bringing them to the next one.
Yeah.
Kay, do you have to do any upgrades or construction to the new place? We don't have to, but there's a separate building that we were planning to build a show studio in. The house itself is in great shape,
Yeah.
but we were thinking about building a show studio so that we can not have all the chaos of doing it in the regular kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, and somebody else said use a Brita to make water taste better. Yes, you can use something like a Brita.
We have done that before.
And Clara, have we showed pictures of our new place? So we have not announced where we are moving, and we have not shown the new place yet because we are going to do a big reveal video when we get there. So yes, so we are doing that.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Just get rid of it. Yes, just get rid of it. Believe me, it's not worth moving. I have moved people who are hoarders, and you're just like, this popcorn is 5 years old, expired. It's okay to move food, but don't move popcorn that's been expired for 5 years. You know, it's going to taste nasty. Some foods like rice and beans will last, 20 years, but everything doesn't. So yeah, how far away are you moving than where we are now? We're not saying, because if we say, people will guess where it is before we get there. But I will tell you, it's a good drive. It's not like we can just pop down here real quick or anything. So if you guys think we're moving to Cheyenne, we're not moving to Cheyenne. All right, guys, Dining on a Dime, gluten-free, dairy-free, and volume 1, and our financial planners is all we have left in stock. 50% off. Please buy your Christmas presents now so we don't have to move it. We just don't want to have to move it. We only have 500 volume 1 left, and we have about 1,000 gluten-frees left. If you guys are on gluten-free Facebook pages or whatever, or have friends, please share our sales. It is a darn tootin' good cookbook, let me tell you. And go check out the reviews on our websites. People have been raving and raving because I only picked the best recipes. The sandwich bread in here, I have never tasted a better sandwich bread ever. My family, when I make the gluten-free sandwich bread, they just devour it, and I've had to go to hiding it so that I have some because they'll eat it all. So anyway, yeah, so please go check out our sale at livingonadime.com. And holy cow, what is oh, she's showing us what the bobbly is. Oh, is that pizza crust or
it
something?
did link. It linked in there, but on the other one it just
Oh,
looks
I
strange.
know what she's saying now. Okay, the
Yeah.
bobbly crust.
I thought that's
Oh,
what it
yeah, I
was.
never bought it, so I didn't know what it was.
Nancy, I have all 3 cookbooks and they're all great.
Oh,
Thank
thanks. All right, guys, we only have
Oh, look.
2 more shows left in this kitchen.
Bye, Laura. Laura was
Oh.
the first one to say hi to us like 5 hours ago.
So we only have 2 more shows in this kitchen.
What? Really?
It's sad.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Yes, happy
birthday. I know I failed, but I have a present that I think you're gonna love when we get to the new house.
Wow.
Ooh, Barbara says the gluten-free, dairy-free cookbook is fantastic.
Funny thing is,
Wow.
I don't have to eat. Maybe I don't know that I have to eat gluten-free, but some of the recipes I like better.
Yeah.
They're all great, but some of them I like actually better than
Yeah.
the regular version.
Somebody said, am I gonna have a garden at the new place? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, a vegetable garden, probably. We'll have to put up deer fencing, but yeah. Because we have deer, and we just found out that there was bears in the backyard. We are like, okay, that could be interesting. So anyway, all right, guys, please have a good night. Visit us at livingonadime.com. 50% off everything in print and 50% off to 75% off all our ebooks. We will see you guys next Wednesday.
Bye.
Ending.